Okay, for all you guys out there that work on that may have an 07, 08 Expedition, I'm not sure about beyond that, but it's where the calipers on the rear seem as if you can't get the pads back onto the calipers because there's it just doesn't seem like the pad fits in there because it's too fat or too wide. I've seen a lot of things online. I Googled it, and because I've been having the same problem, and came across a fix or the solution to that problem. So here we go. You can see I have the caliper down here. It's not a whole lot of great light here, unfortunately. Let's see if I can. There we go. All right. So you can see here's the caliper. This is the slide. Okay. You see the slide? All right. So, and there's the pads. Now, what it seems like is that the pads sit in there with the piston all the way back and everything else. These little metal tabs, there's these little slides here. Okay, you can see these little metal slides. I'll push them through so you can kind of see they come through on that one side. Okay, these little pins, they come out. You see they're threaded. I don't know if you can see that really well, but they're threaded. Okay, they come out with an Allen wrench. Now, like most brakes used to be, they'd sit in the back of here in this little hole on the bottom, not the top hole, that's to mount it back onto the bracket, but the bottom one, that's where they go into. If those were still there, you would not be able to put this in here and angle it, see how it's falling into place, and be put on like so if those pins were there. You can see how if the pins were in, you wouldn't be able to do that because you would have to try to put it in an angle. You would have to try to put it in an angle and try to slide it in this way. But those pins come out, okay? You can see the pin there. I don't know if you can tell on the inside, but this is an Allen wrench, okay, on these calipers. So this is how you take them off. You take this pin out. Once you back this pin out on both sides, okay, you back that pin out on both sides, the slide will come off. You can remove the old caliper or the old pads, then set the new pads in, put the slide back in so it fits in between the guide and the pad, like so, because this is one of the reasons why people think they have to cut the pad or shave it off, because it won't fit, because it's got to fit between this little guide and the bottom here of the pad. I don't know if you can see that. See that? It's got a slide under here, and this one goes here. So that's why people think, oh, well, you can't get it on because of those pins. Well, those pins got to come out. All right? We're going to walk over to the other side, and I'll show you what it looks like completed. So with the new pads installed, you can see they're on the top, and you have your slide guide pin, and that's back in. And there's the caps. These are those little pins that are inside this little rubber grommet. Okay, all greased up, put a little grease in there, and that's how it should look going back on. All right? So you got the two bolts. You got this bolt here that you'll take off, that bolt, and there's another one just below it. You get that off. Once the caliper comes off, then you get your Allen wrench, take off the cap, remove the pins from there and from here. Okay? Remove the pins. Then that slide will come off and allow you to remove the brake pads and put them back on. We're going to see, I believe, one of the blogs I said 10 millimeter, but what I have here in my hand, I don't know if you could see that or not. It's a 7 millimeter Allen wrench. 7 millimeter Allen wrench. All right. That's what takes those little pins off on an 07 Ford Expedition rear caliper to get the brake pads off. Because if not, you guys may be able to get the brake pads off because the pads will be worn and there'll be enough slop that the pads will come out without you having to remove those pins. But there's no way that you're going to be able to put the new pads in with how thick they are, the pads are with the material, and be able to maneuver that caliper back in there with these pins on. So they got to come out. Again, just pull out the pins, man. It's that easy. And they came out relatively easy. It wasn't hard. I didn't have to heat them up or nothing. They came out pretty easy. I threw some premium wheel bearing grease that would grease my joints and stuff with, from the tie rods and stuff. I threw some wheel bearing grease back in the holes, so that way you grease them up. You want to make sure everything's nice and clean when it goes back on, but that's how it is. All right? Hope this video helped you out. Hold on. There we go. Hope this video helped you out. If you have anything, any further questions or comments, leave that in the comment tag, and you guys have a good one. See ya.